Uh, I love Skyrim. Skyrim has got to be my favorite game of all time. Pardon me while I'm moving around whilst the loading screens load. But Skyrim has got to be my favorite game of all time. And, you know, the first time I played it, I couldn't stand it. I don't know what it was that I didn't like about it, but it just didn't appeal to me the first time.
Wait.
And the thing is, I thought I would love it because I love D&D. I love fantasy RPG. And I had played Oblivion when Oblivion first came out back in 2008 or so, 2007, 2008. And I was okay with Oblivion. It didn't strike me as like amazing, but it was a fun game. And so I thought, okay, Skyrim, I'm going to have to try this because a lot of my friends were talking about it. And, you know, I was still in college. I was getting towards the end of being in college, and I had a lot of friends who were a little bit younger than me and had better, you know, they had gaming computers and things like that.
If the rebels have themselves
And
General Tullius is
I
the
tried
only
it,
one
and I
who can
just
stop
couldn't
them.
get into it. I don't know what it was at first that I regretted buying the game. It was just not good. And I don't remember what made me think about giving it a second chance, but I ended up giving it a second chance, and I think that weekend I played nearly 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but I played like all day and all night, and I don't know what finally snapped in my head to make me say, man, this game is
See that ruin
awesome.
up there? Bleak Falls Barrow.
But it was just Thiefstone. You know, it just finally clicked in my head that, hey, this is an awesome game. I got it. I think that I didn't understand it at first, and then once I finally got it and it clicked in my head, you know, it's stuck with me since. And you know, since then it's just been one of those games that
It's a bad time to get lost, friend.
okay, you know, it's just been one of those games that I can go back to over and over and never get bored of. And you know, there are times where it's like, man, you know, another playthrough of Skyrim, and you start going through it, and then you just go, you know, I really don't want this kind of character. I really don't want this kind of playthrough, and then you start over. But it's a game that I can continue to start over. You know, I can continue to come back and say, you know, I'm going to try this time. And there's still things after, you know, almost 9 years of this game being out that I'm still learning, that I'm still finding out, you know, and other players who have been playing for some time may not have known, or, you know, and it's fun when you hear people talk about,
This again?
hey, did you see this, did you see that,
Is someone there?
and when you finally find it, it's like, oh, hey, that's awesome, you know. So it's just pretty cool, you know, when a game is that old and it's still finding ways to surprise you. Okay, so like I said, Silla is going to be an assassin thief. I think she's going to be using unarmed strikes and daggers. So, okay, so this is one of the things that a lot of people who stream, you know, there's this etiquette of, do you or do you not read out the books as you play. So I am going to be reading the journals, not necessarily the books, but so since this is a journal and not a book, I'll read it. They've had me working down here for days now. It's not the time that's getting to me, though. It's these tunnels. I've told them countless times now to add extra supports to the weak sections of tunnel. If only we had more of those wooden beams that we'd reinforce with bronze bottoms. Honestly, if I hear the earth shift one more time above my head, I'll be so stressed I may stop drinking for good. I mean, what's a Nord without his mead? Well, looks like you stopped drinking for good. I don't know why I was generating towards like a Brooklyn accent for him. I don't know. I don't do voices very well. Voice is not really my thing. I do theater, but I don't do voices.
We did. You're right. Over here.
Aha! Got it. I will punch you to death. Stop. God, how many times am I going to keep missing? Oh, right in the gut. And then suplex. Really a suplex, more of a hip toss. So I have this mod where, and it never dawned on me that it didn't make sense until I read this mod, but that you can harvest human heart and human flesh from NPCs. And it finally, you know, I read that the description of the mod, and it was like, well, why can't you do that already? You know, and it never made sense to me until you know, it never.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Oh, never seen that one either. But it never made sense to me to that you couldn't harvest those from a victim, from a dead body. And then I was like, oh hey, that makes sense. I like this mod. I do have some mods downloaded. Oh good, I'm gonna have to already with the having to figure out what to drop. But I have some mods downloaded that are 50, 55, that are more of like, you know, make the game easier, faster leveling up, things like that. And that's more for just personal play. You know, it's crap. Oh well. It's mostly, you know, just I've played it through enough times that I'm just like, you know, why go through all this? You know, it's going to be more fun to level up faster and things like that. So, you know, that's why I have them. But for this, I'm not playing with any of those mods. I'm only doing some immersion mods and character overhaul or graphic overhaul mods. So, because I just feel like, you know, if I'm going to record it, why record it that way? You know, record an actual game and not, you know, a broken game, as some people might say.
Now you're mine.
Am I? Heh, because that just happened. And I'm going to take your iron. Hello? Hi. Yeah, you suck. Smithing increased. You suck. Ow! Okay. Now I'm mad.
Looky here. Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
And looks like you got yourselves cat scratch fever! I missed. I missed! How did I miss? I was all dramatic and everything, and I missed. Hi, could you stop? Haha. Oh, right in the gut, and then hip throw. I'll take those. I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. And nothing there, but we got, oh no, other side. Here we go. We got gold piece. Thank you. Barrel, no thanks. chest. That. And we go through this way. Whoa. And get to this chest. Whoa, almost broke it. Got it. Yes. I already have one of those. So, put my hands down. What are they talking about? I don't know. I was just talking to talk. I'm a lonely man. My cat is in my lap. My cat Stella. She's a black Norwegian forest cat. And she's my gaming pal. I swear to you, I will come home from work and I will sit down in the recliner and I'll turn the PlayStation on, and as soon as she hears that beep, or if she doesn't hear the beep, she'll hear the power up, the warm up sound. She'll come running from wherever she's at because she knows Dad's home and he's sitting down to play Fallout or Skyrim or whatever it is. She'll come running. She came bolting the other day. She loves video games, and it's hilarious to me because a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, I was really sick around this time with the flu, and my wife had surgery on her ankle, so we were kind of, and we were house sitting for my in-laws because they were in Kansas City visiting my wife's brother and his wife, and so we were at my in-laws' house, and then we had to house sit for her cousin. Hello? What the hell are you doing? Then we had to house sit for her cousin. I've never seen that. That's awesome. Anyway, my cousins, her cousins live right across the street from my parents. I live in a very small town, and I was ridiculously sick with the flu. We ended up staying at my parents for a while. Oh no, we were living with my parents because we just moved back. Now, if you've never played Skyrim before, that's going to look like I just murdered an old lady, but it'll make sense later. In fact, it'll make sense here in just a second. Anyway, so we had moved from one town to the other, and we had no money. We were staying with my parents at the time, and I was super sick, so I was sleeping in the spare room so I wouldn't get my wife sick. And my cat Stella. Now we have two cats. We have a black Norwegian forest cat named Stella, and then we have a orange and white tabby named Lily. And Stella would stay with me in the spare room, and I'm gonna go with stamina, and then we're gonna go with sneak. But Stella would run in with me to the spare room. She did not leave my side. Anytime I would roll over, she'd roll over, make sure that she was laying in front of me. Ah, damn it. But we played a lot of Skyrim, and she became my gaming buddy, truly, then.